Hey guys, welcome back to my hilltop garden here at the Tharp household. I'm glad that y'all are here to join me. Today I will be planting the wildflowers in this wildflower compost garden today. I'll also be putting in some herbs. Wildflowers, like the ones we're putting in, and herbs are great companions of each other. So I want to plant them together so that they grow really well and that they thrive together. So we have various different plants that the first graders and the fourth graders have started, including zinnias, echinacea, also known as purple coneflower, some salvia, some sunflowers, and I also have a couple things that I started from seed that I would like to throw in here, like yarrow, which is a beautiful perennial flower. I also have some salvia seeds to scratch in, and I have some herbs that I've started from seed that I wonder if they're gonna take. It's worth trying out, like cilantro, dill, rosemary, and thyme. Also, I have some basil plants that are ready to plug in as well. So I wanted to show you, I've actually made a draft sketch of what I'm hoping to accomplish today. I tried to make a rough drawing, sketch outline of this particular bed, and I wanted to get some spacing right because sometimes if things are too crowded they might discourage each other from growing. So I'm going to give this a try, see if it works out, but I would love for you all to join me as I plan this garden. Alright, so here in this section I have planned to put some sunflowers, some salvia, maybe some lavender seeds, just because I'm interested in trying that out. And when I put those things in here, I want to be considerate about the amount of space. If I overcrowd these things, they might actually work against each other. So if I'm going to put some sunflowers in, I might just do 1, 2, 3 sunflowers, giving them maybe a big hand width apart from each other, just to make sure that they have some room. Now, I'm not sure how big these sunflowers are going to get tall wise, but at least I can give them enough space and width in the bed. Again, I have this boundary here to make sure that I stick to my plan, make sure I remember what is what in each quadrant of the bed. So if you're wondering what this is, that's what I have it there for. So I'm going to show you some of these. If you notice, this is Wesley Horn's sunflower that he started. And I'm using his as an example. A lot of them look like this, but you can see this sunflower is ready to be planted. It's becoming pot bound. These wonderful little newspaper pots are slowly starting to decompose and the roots are just busting out. So this plant is telling us, I am ready to go in the dirt, I am ready to be planted, and look how beautiful it is right here, just waiting to be in the sunlight. So I'm very excited to see how this is gonna go. So I'm just going to draft the placement of everything and then I'll put them into the dirt. All right, so I have created some placement for my sunflowers and I've sprinkled some lavender seeds in here just to see if it'll take or not. I've never really tried a lot with lavender, but I would love to see some beautiful strong lavender growing here in this wildflower bed. I think it would just make a very nice addition to this bed. So I have the markers for sunflower in by each plant, so I don't forget what it is, and I need to make one for the lavender as well. So now what I have to do is I've got to dig, put these plants in, and continue on with my project. All right, over here I'm going to try to put in some of my my zinnias, my echinacea, and my yarrow. And I'm putting it directly across or diagonally across from the sunflowers and the lavender that I just planted. These things are going to get really tall, but I still need to access my central compost bin. So I need to make it possible that if I have tall stuff here, maybe I'm going to put some shorter things on the opposite sides and the opposite quadrants so that I have some room to access this compost bin. So I've got some zinnias I'm going to put here that are going to grow tall, yarrow, and echinacea, or also purple coneflower. So many of your students in the 1st and 4th grade classes planted these beautiful zinnias that are just ready to pop in. I'm really excited about it. Now the echinacea and the yarrow are perennials, which means they're going to come back year after year. They're going to drop their seeds. Zinnias, sometimes they drop their seeds, sometimes they don't. So we'll find out if these will come back in the following year. But as of right now, I've tried to place them nicely apart from each other, at least a hand's width apart, to give them some room to stretch and to grow. Now I'm going to start my herb section. I've been looking forward to doing this because I've been trying to grow a lot from seed this year. So this is summer savory, and I started this summer savory back at the end of February, and already look, it's ready to go in the ground big time. And I use these little newspaper pots. Again, you could see the roots coming out. These are really easy to make, especially if you just have a glass jar. You could also, a glass jar, you wrap newspaper and you fold in the bottom to make it like a cup, and then it can hold potting soil really easily. You can also accomplish the same function with a toilet paper roll or paper towel roll. It's a great way to recycle what we usually throw out. It's a great way to reuse it when you start seeds like this. So summer savory has a really nice flavor to it. It already smells really nice, and I have 2 of them that I'm going to put into the ground today. I also have some Baker Creek wild oregano, which I'm excited to try. I used this at the school and it grew really nicely. So I'm gonna scatter some of these seeds. When you can tell that these are extremely tiny. So I'm just gonna take a pinch of them and scratch them into the soil. It's almost like a little bit goes a long way when it comes to herb seeds, but I'm learning this as I go. In the past, I've just purchased them from the nursery and then plugged them in wherever I wanted them. But this year I'm trying to start from seed myself just to see what we'll take, and we'll see if it works out this time around. And if it doesn't, I can just hop on over and purchase them from a hardware store, or I really like the Y-Top nursery in Baldwin or Greenscapes. They are doing pickup orders right now. So I have my oregano scratched in here. I have my summer savory. Next, I'm gonna put in some dill. And I love dill. I had a great summer crop with dill last year. These seeds I started just a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks, and they're already starting to come up. I'm hoping that they're not too young to transplant, but I'm gonna take my chances with this great weather we've been having, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to plug in dill and rosemary into this quadrant of my bed. So I need my label, first of all. Put dill here, my label. And I'm just going to gently pop out the potting soil because it's still a little wet. The dirt is still a little wet from when I watered them yesterday, so I want to be as careful as possible. Gently plant these little babies in. Make sure I really fill in with that soil. Keep it nice and compact. When you plant transplants like that, you want to make sure that they are nice and compact. In order for these guys to stand up, I'm just going to pile high that nice compost soil there and let that dill rest well in there. And then also I have planned to put rosemary in here. So I have another rosemary starter that I have been growing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to put. All right, for my last quadrant, I'm going to do basil, cilantro, and thyme. And I just remembered that I have a little bit of Queen Salvia mix left. I think I'm going to try to throw it in this corner or down here somewhere, try to fit it in to an open spot because I really, really like this flower and I want to see it grow. I've had this actually growing outside in my little plastic container greenhouse since February, and I think it is ready to be planted, transplanted. So I'm going to keep that right there to remind me to put that in. Here's some basil that's been growing nicely. It already smells absolutely fantastic, and this guy's ready to be planted. So I'm going to probably put them. Again, I need to access this compost bin, so I might put them more like here and here. And then I have cilantro and thyme, so I might try to fix my thyme in this section and my cilantro down here in this section, leaving enough room for me to get in and out if I need to add some more yummy compost to add nutrients to this bed. glad you guys could join me today as I planted some of these wildflowers and herbs, things that we probably would have planted at school together, but alas, we get to enjoy them by watching here in my garden. Maybe this might inspire you to plant some seeds or to go buy some wonderful herbs and wildflowers that you can buy from local nurseries. I know that they're doing curbside pickup right now. It's a great way to support local businesses, but get outside, go do things, plant some beautiful pollinators and enjoy some amazing summer herbs with your food this spring and summer. So until next time, go outside and do things.